for this past
It's okay. I went to the short one to Lick and fell on uneven sidewalk, and everybody gasped, and I was like, seems pretty normal for people to fall right here, so it's like chill.
Okay, so these past 2 weeks we've been covering a lot of stuff, at least trying to. So could you just briefly touch on some of the things that you remember that we've been working on and trying to get?
Okay. So first of all, posture. Second of all, breathing and moving the outward expansion, and also drinking the air instead of like just letting it come in. We worked on resonance, and I learned this trick to put my hand in front of my face if I can't quite get it.
Was that helpful for you?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now when I find myself not doing it, and I visualize myself doing it, it helps. So shoot. Lost my train of thought. But
Okay. You kind of covered on everything. I just have a couple questions for you, just to make sure that I understand, or you understand what it feels like to you, rather than me telling you what it should feel like, because to everyone it's going to be different. So can you explain to me a little bit about how you use these muscles to support your breathing, and how that feels to you?
Well, when I'm singing, it feels a lot better, a lot more. I don't want to say relaxed, but singing feels more relaxed because I'm supporting it with what needs to be supported. It doesn't feel unnatural, like it feels okay. So.
But what do you feel here?
For me, my stomach kind of sinks a little bit, and allows for that expansion.
And what does it feel like as the air releases while you're singing?
I don't really know how to describe that. I definitely can tell when I need to take a breath. But yeah.
So what about resonance? You know what resonance is?
Yeah. Well, I know what it feels like.
What is it?
And I know what it sounds like. So, for me, it's like, it's right in here. And I can feel it come through here, but it also, is a little more spread out through this area. And I can feel myself, it projects, without having to try to sing.
That's good. That's what it should do. Something that I thought maybe would help is, rather than resonance, you seem to understand it, but we can also exchange that word and use the word ping. Mm-hmm. Like a ping to the sound, which is another word to use.
It kind of encapsulates the feeling of the thing.
Okay, so we're just going to start with some warm-ups. And what I want you to do is hum. Okay. And make sure you keep your breath moving through, all the way through. So if you need to slide to make sure that you feel that, then you can. Let's talk a little bit about what your lips are going to do when you hum. What you did was this. What does this look like to you? Does it look
tension?
It looks like tension, and that's probably what it was. I want you to just release your jaw for the hum. And what I want to talk to you a bit about right now is when we release our jaw, we don't force it down. We literally just release the hinges and allow it to drop on its own.
Okay.
Like as if gravity was doing it. You don't need to force it down yourself. Show me what that looks like. Releasing your jaw just naturally. There you go.
Sorry.
You're okay. So when we do the hum, I want you to release your jaw naturally. And you see how that nice open space forms? Close your lips around that space. Like as if you have an egg in the back of your throat. And then hum through that. And the hum is going to kind of sound like an in. It's going to feel like you're on an in. So like the middle of your tongue will be touching your soft palate. Okay, so let's try that. That's good. Your mouth definitely looks more relaxed. Does it feel more relaxed?
Yeah, I think that I remembered why I started doing this. It's because it makes my lips itch.
Oh, your lips
Yeah,
itch.
yeah, like it tickles them, I guess, like the lip trills do almost.
So what I want to do is, I kind of told you to visualize an egg in the back of your throat. I think that might be causing you to like swallow the sound this way, rather than still pick up the ping resonance and go this way. So I want you to feel open, but not so much that it feels like you're swallowing the sound.
Okay.
Still think forward and even though your mouth isn't open, aim it towards your soft palate or your hard palate.
Yeah.
Sorry. Aim it towards your hard palate and try to feel more of that pinging resonant sound. Actually, try to feel it up here. Feel it coming.
Yeah.
Like, relax your mouth, lips. Something that I noticed that you're doing is kind of tensing your lips when you put them together. They should literally just fall together, relax, just regular. You don't need to force anything or force a shape out of them.
Okay.
And actually, you can leave just a slight amount of space in between. And make sure that you feel for the end sound within the hum, which will be your tongue making that happen, because I feel like that'll put it in a better placement inside of your mouth. So let's try that. Much better, but I feel like you don't need quite as much space. Like your mouth should still be open. And it's literally just enough for me to feel that sensation, that buzzing here.
Okay. Was that better? That felt a lot
Did it
better.
feel? Yeah, how did it feel?
My lips actually weren't like doing the thing as much, but I think the N sound, like I finally clicked with me, so it helped.
With the
With my
placement.
resonance, yeah.
Okay, so what I want us to do now is go to literals, which you know aren't quite your favorite, but you can do them. You are capable of doing them. You just gotta work out the technique or how to do it properly. So for you, I think that you're exploding too much on the first note, letting too much air, overblowing it. So did you notice how during your hum, the start of the first note you didn't need much air, just or pressure to get it started? It's the same for the lip trill. So I don't want you to overblow the first note. I just want you, and I don't want you to do too much here. Don't try to use any of this stuff to control what's going on. It's literally all going to be your intercostal muscles.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm ready. We can do this. Okay.
Which are up here. I don't know why I just touched my stomach for that. Okay. Here we go. We're going to descend on this. Ready? It's got to be this pattern.
Sorry.
It's okay.
That does feel better though, without like trying to put so much on the first note. I hadn't realized I was doing that, so thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah. Okay, so we're kind of getting into the plop thing in every individual note. So, does that seem to help you?
It helps me, yeah. I feel it.
Because I find sometimes that you will like move and stop your arm with what your breath is doing.
Oh.
And so I don't want to incorrectly reinforce something.
Okay.
So we can try that, and if it works for you, then we can keep it, or we can try to figure out something. Okay. Let's try that again. Thanks. Make sure that you keep your. Actually, I want you to put your hands on here, and I want you to feel that positive tension, that expansion, not just going in, but not forcing itself out, kind of slowly, gradually coming in as you release the air.
Okay.
Try to feel that through the entire lip trill, because I think what you're doing is stopping your air and getting off your body, which obviously is going to stop the lip trill. So I want you to make sure that you are connecting your, not only the notes, but using your breath to connect throughout the whole entire exercise. Okay.
I think I hit the wrong note, and that unfocuses me from the carrying it over thing. My bad.
Okay. Let's try it one more time. Right now we're just kind of focusing on keeping our air moving through the entire vocally. So if you hit the wrong pitch, it's okay. Just keep that air.
think that really helped me.
It did help, and you were more connected. It wasn't perfect. It was still, you could still hear each individual note, but you definitely were connecting your ear more. I feel like you were feeling it on your body more, were you?
Yeah.
Can you explain to me like how that felt? How did that feel to you?
It felt like I could feel myself breathe in. So first of all, I knew I was like getting enough air, and then I could feel it like go out like the longer I sang. And I think I also visualized like the curve as I goes fast, so that kind of helped me.
Opposed to when the trail would stop, in the middle, before a couple tries ago, versus now continuing through the whole bit was, what was the difference in the feeling there?
I felt like I was more supported like the entire time.
Good,
So
that's how that should be.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you recognize that that's how it is, because I want you to know and be able to recognize when it's wrong so that you can correct it when you're not in here, and you can realize that something, you know what I mean, it's not right, and you'll know exactly why it's correct. Okay, so now we're gonna go to another lovely, so we're gonna go back to Anna.
Okay.
Can you speak on that? Yes. And what I don't want you to do is use too much jaw. Yeah, I don't want you. It's the same with the jaw release.
Yeah, just
we don't want tension.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Flabby jaw.
Yeah.
We need more pain.
Okay.
Or resonance, whichever one you prefer. I want you to aim towards the hard palate. I feel like this will help you. So just visualize the air coming straight for your front teeth.
Okay.
And I want you to stop listening so much. Are you listening?
I am listening. I'm like, oh, this sounds horrible.
No, because that's one thing that we all struggle with is listening inside our heads. And regardless to whether you're sounding good or bad, out here you're never going to know what it's sounding like, because in your head it's not going to sound the same. Because you're hearing it in your head, you're hearing it through your ears, you're hearing it. We're only hearing it through our ears. We're not hearing what's going on inside. So it's going to sound different. So I want you to focus on more the feeling.
Okay.
So the feeling of that forward pain you said you feel here and in your pharyngeal space, and aiming the air for that soft palate, feeling that support here. I want you to use all those feelings to make the sound instead of listening. Okay? Let's try it again. Let's just how did that feel to you?
I started to kind of feel a little bit of it, but I'm still not feeling it. So
What was going on here?
I was moving, wasn't I?
How did it feel, I guess is my question. Like, how did it feel to you? Your jaw and your tongue and all that.
Now that I think about it, I was kind of feeling a little bit of tension back here. So
And you were going, yeah. Like,
yikes.
it looks kind of painful. I want you to, put your hands like this. Loosely, just enough to like, push your lip forward a little bit. Just back. And wiggle your jaw. I want you to feel like this. You're talking to me like this.
Oh gosh.
Talk to me with no jaw tension. Just letting it fall down. Don't talk with the deeper voice. Talk with your regular voice. Just
Okay.
don't use any jaw tension.
Okay, cool. I'll give it
Don't push up much.
a okay.
Okay? Just talk a little bit. Be more sensitive.
Okay.
What's your name?
Okay.
Okay. I want you not to. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't need all of this to talk.
Yeah.
And we talk like this on a daily basis. Imagine how tired
Our jaws would be.
our mouths would be. Golly, geez, it would be terrible. So we don't need to do that for singing either, because we always want our best sound. And this is going to get in the way of that.
Okay.
Because it stops the phonation, or it changes what's coming out. And just add more tension. So we don't want any kind of tension. We don't want anything doing any of the work but our breath. Okay? Obviously, we need the shape and stuff like that, but I mean in terms of like tension.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try some yams. Okay. I want you to. Yes. Okay, well, I want to try something. I want to try alternating between a lip trill and a yan yan yan.
That sounds like the funnest combination ever.
So one will be the yan yan yan, and then one will be a lip trill. And then
Just in the same.
Yes.
Okay.
Ready? Let's try that one again.
Sorry.
Try that again.
It felt weird switching, like, gears, but I feel like it helped me support a little bit better, so it was, like, kind of trying to help me find that resonance with me. Like, get more
I
of
think
it.
it also helps you with, because I think when you're descending on the yan yan yan, you're not.
Yeah, I
You
feel
start
like I
out with
lose a
that,
lot
and then
of
you
breath
kind of
on
let
that.
go, you kind of get off your breath. But the lip trill, I think it makes you think
Think
about
about it.
because you can lip trill without, but it's hard to. So I think that helps you take that kind of support and put it in the other ways. So let's try Karo Mule. Okay, so can you speak the text for me on the first page?
Sure. Caro mio ben, credi mio ben, senza dite e laudi cielo. Caro mio ben, senza dite laudi cielo.
Caro mio ben.
Caro mio ben.
Mioben.
Mioben.
Okay. When it's a three, when it's a anything with a eo, and you stress. Just, yeah, you stress it. But I think the only one in here is Mioben. So, yeah. So it'll be Mioben.
Mioben.
And the O is just an O. It's just an O. O. Just an O. Not like us, not like American. O, which is an O and a U together, kind of like this. That's how we say O. 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 Caro. Caro mio ben.
Caro mio ben.
Caro mio ben.
Caro mio ben.
Something else you said. Longly shaded port. Shaded port. And you do not roll because I keep rolling my R and it's not rolling. Longly shaded port.
Longly shaded port.
Longly shaded port.
Longly shaded port.
Shaded port.
Shaded.
Let's try. I want us to talk a little bit about this. So did you write? I remember. I think I told you to get the translation.
Yes.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about who your character is, what you're singing about, who you're singing to?
So I feel like it's a person who's away from their lover or doesn't want to be away from their lover. And it's kind of like, when you're gone, my heart's in pain. So don't go away.
So who do you feel like you're singing to?
Just like a person, like me personally, or like
the character. Are they singing to an audience? Are they singing to themselves? Are they singing to the person?
I think they're singing to the person.
Okay. There's really not a right or wrong answer here. I think it's really just finding something that you can connect with, so that, because you're the one that's going to be performing, you're the one who's going to be telling us the story. So I think finding some way to connect to the piece and what it's saying, you definitely should. So if there's some loved one that you have, then you can definitely use that, incorporate that, in trying to convey the meaning of this piece. So, what I want us to do is just start off on words, just to see where we are right now. Did you get any practice in there? Alright, let's just see what we have so far. Let's try that again. Let's start at the car.
It's gonna take me a while to do the shale because I've been doing a shield.
Shield.
Just circle it everywhere, you know.
Shade. Okay, so not bad. Definitely on the pronunciation. So good for you. So that's definitely I think that we're still working on something we should work on is the legato to legato lines connected. So what I want us to do for this is trill,
Okay.
and then vowels. Only vowels.
Oh, so like the vowels that are in the.
Okay, so let's first start with the lip trill. And then go to the ready? Sorry. I'll do two. 1, 2. Let's
Sorry, I
go
didn't
back.
get enough breath before that one.
Yeah.
The first one. Sorry.
Make sure that you do that. I think you could go all the way to soul speed or.
Oh.
Okay. Let's start at chest out. You can make sure you got this right here. 1, 2.
Sorry, we're. Oh, check.
We're just continuing.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Alright, let's go back for me because I'm double with those. Let's start at the tonsil bottom.
Okay.
Ready? Not bad. Not bad. Let's just work our way back. Go fast for a second. For the te, I want you to go like this when you hit the high note and think lower.
Okay.
Even though it's a higher note, think lower. So just hold your arms out for it, and then when you hit the high note, spread down and out. Let's see if that works.
So we're
We're gonna start at
center.
center.
Just
So, ready? Go. Still on lip trill, sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Ready? Let's try that. Ready? Go. Something that I think we need in this piece is the ping or the resonance. So I just want us to continue to continue thinking about that. And we're gonna try this again on just the vowels. And this should force you to continue doing your air. So definitely think about your support and the positive tension that's happening. And think about connecting each note to the next.
Are we starting?
Yes.
That's a little harder than I thought it was gonna be.
I think that's also because you're doing a little more than you have to do.
Okay.
When you really think about it, all vowels are cousins. They're all related. They literally just need a little movement to change. We don't have to, oh, yeah. We don't have to be so jerky with the movement. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I want you to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wish there was a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're all the way up. You're moving your lips to form it when it's. I want you to focus on what's going on underneath.
Okay.
The space.
So like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm still moving my lips, but it feels like I'm doing it a little less than before. So.
I want you to focus on not changing your entire mouth position. No jaw or anything like that should be used to change.
Okay.
Look out. So let's try it again.
Can I give another go to that? Okay.
Okay. I want us to play a little game. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, except for we're going to alternate between lip truth and vowels. So I want you to start on lip trill. When I say switch, go to the vowel. Or whatever you're on. When I say switch,
Okay.
back to it. But we're just going to continue. And I want you to just keep alternating. Thinking about this, thinking about that ping to your sound. But when I say switch, just go to the opposite of whatever you're doing. Okay? Let's start on lip trills. 1, 2. Switch. Switch. 1, 2. Sorry. Let's start back at yours. 1, 2, ready, go. Switch. Okay, make sure that we are following the music and what they said. So like breaths and things like that, if you want to circle the rest,
Okay.
just to be clear that there is a rest there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's entirely okay. Just make sure that you, I think that's the only time you put that there, but just make sure that you are honoring the music, okay? All right, let's start at chest, not right before that. Rest. Right. 1, 2. Switch. helpful at all?
Yeah. Besides, it made me realize where I wasn't breathing enough, like getting enough air, so, that I have a way to fix that. Also, it's kind of, I never thought it would be that hard to sing on just the vowels without having the consonants. That's
Say it again.
like singing just the vowels without the consonants, because I sang with the consonants before, and it was just a weird feeling.
You never thought that.
Be that. I didn't think it would be that hard.
Oh. It really is though, because it like forces you to continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is, and that's a good way in the practice room if you want to test whether you're, and it's also a good way to make sure that you're singing like a connected line on your breath. So, but so I think you're making good progress, and I think you're definitely taking what I'm giving you and applying it the best that you can. But I think that we need to just continue with this resonance pink thing because right now your sound is just kind of like a little timid or like quiet, but I don't want you to think loud. I don't want you to think louder. I just want you to think more resonance or more pink to your sound. Because right now, if you were like performing in an auditorium, people in the back probably wouldn't be able to hear you. So what I want you to do is turn this way. And I want you to sing to Starbucks over.
Oh my gosh.
I want you to sing to the people over in Starbucks at the Market District, okay? I want them to hear you, but not because of how loud you're being, but because of all that resonance. Mm-hmm. Let's try that.
Okay, what are we singing?
Let's stick with vowels, okay?
Okay.
And make sure you're not overly modifying and overly using your jaw.
Keep it loose.
Mm-hmm. And just literally morph all of those vowels into each other. Like they're all connected.
Okay.
They're not their own separate thing. They're all going into one. Okay. 1, 2. One, two. Starbucks. Let's do something real fast for this. You're on your air, and then you get to the high note, and you kind of stop. But when it needs this, more than this.
Okay.
So, I want you to truly feel that. So what I want you to do is stand like this. Stand like this. Like all of you feel like this. And when you get to that high note, I want you to feel the the sound. I want you to feel like you are singing lower in your body, even though it's a high note. And if you need to, put an arrow down beside the note, just so that you can mentally remind yourself of that. And since this is a melody, you kind of go up on your own, so you don't have to wait for me.
Okay, cool. I didn't know how that was
But
gonna work.
it should be like more than 2 beats, because that's what it's, or at least 2 beats, because that's what's written. So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just start. Ready? Let's try. I want you to think low.
Okay.
When you get to that note, can you like spin for me?
I guess.
Okay. Not no tension or anything, just a spin. See if that'll help you.
Okay.
1, 2. A full on spin.
I'm like,
I
ooh,
want
like.
you really spinning, like not thinking about. Yes.
Okay.
Ready?
I don't know how much that helped. Let's try that again.
I want you to really like full on.
Okay.
Ready? You're stopping.
Okay.
But you should still be spinning.
Oh, okay,
All the
okay,
way
okay,
through
okay,
it.
okay. Oh, you want me to spin through the G too?
Yes.
Okay.
And after, keep spinning, even when your sound stops.
Okay.
Okay? I don't want you to, because I'm trying to use, all of these things I'm trying to incorporate, I'm trying to use them to help you maybe like stop thinking so much and allow your body to be free. So, let's try that. And I want you to spin on the note to the C and keep spinning until you're not making any more sound.
And I'm on the floor.
No, it shouldn't be that much time. You might be slightly dizzy. Alright, ready? Go. But it's kind of not a real spin.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know how to like.
You're kind of like walking
I'm
yourself
gonna like,
around. But I want you to like
Sorry, I
spin.
got dizzy.
Please spin real fast.
You want me to like go like that? Like.
Yeah, just kind of like, cause how you used to do when you were little and young and just that's crazy. It's been you didn't do this. No. Let's just try that one more time. It might not help, but it might. So let's ready? Go. And what's crazy is like when you first start out, it does it, and then like I think you kind of aren't. You kind of like your spin like stops, and then your air stops.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't know how to like continue that.
So let's not spend too much time.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want us to do is attempt words, and I want us to start at. Oh yeah, you can
Okay.
still feel like you are singing to Starbucks with your resonance. Let's start on the last page. The top, first system, second major, sensa. Alright?
You said second page?
Last page. Ready? 1, 2.
Yeah, can I give that another shot?
Yeah,
let's
let's just. I wanna you to intro just from sense self. Ready? 1, 2. Let's try it again. Did you feel how you connected through that?
Let's do it again.
Sure?
Let me think about it while I do
Okay.
it.
1, 2. That time, instead of you kind of like, I think you were thinking of the words because you were like, and I think that's what's hindering you from when you add the words. I feel like you're thinking so much about the individual notes that you're not using your air to connect and form a beautiful like phrase that flows like cups just forming into one another. So what I want you to do is start there, and we're just gonna keep going. And I want you to really think about that. And like I said, especially for the moving notes, I want you to spin. You like
Yeah.
really like move your air. I want you to actually use this. Can you do that when you get to those shorter notes, like 8?
Do you want me to lip trail or do you want me to use?
I want you to do words. Okay. 1, 2. You're not singing to Starbucks.
I'm not. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So
I feel like I get focused on like the thing you just told me, and then I forget like all of the other 10,000 things you just told me. So like I just need to.
I'm sorry. Does it feel like I'm telling?
No,
I just
shouldn't
be throwing that much attitude.
No, I just tend to hyper focus on one thing at a time, and so that's the thing I'm focusing on.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Sing the Starbucks, connect the stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like they're all like really intertwined, feeding one another. So if you're really like doing what you need to be doing in terms of like air and that pink and connecting and supporting, then all the other stuff should kind of fall in place. Not stylistic, like we haven't even touched on, dynamics and things like that yet. But it's still the beginning. So let's just go to the beginning and try to run through this. I think that right now I'm going to take off the words because we're still focusing on singing a beautiful connected phrase. So what I want to do right now is that game between the trill and vowels. Okay? So let's just try that. 1, 2.
Which one are we starting on? Sorry.
Vowels.
Okay.
1, 2. Switch. 2.
Yeah, I
Okay.
circled that one too. It's different.
Ready? Switch. Sorry. Switch.
I feel like the lip trill still like helped me connect a little bit more, but I feel like I still have a little bit of a way to go. I guess. Like I feel like I should connect more. So I feel like I'm getting better at the vowels though.
Yeah. I think that everything you said is correct. So, what kind of things are you going to take away from this week?
Well, I finally with that thing, the hands on the stomach, that helped me a lot with the supporting all the way through the lip trill. So I think I'm gonna use that in practice. I'm gonna try to connect things better and not think about as a phrase that they should all, like you said, they should all form each other. So they should.
What are you going to use? How are you going to do that?
I'm not sure. Like I don't exactly know. Like, do you mean what am I going to say? Like, am I going to use the vowels?
No, I meant like, what are you going to do to connect? It's all about.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's all about keeping that momentum going through the entire phrase instead of just kind of like stopping from note to note. Just keeping it through the entire thing. Like it should almost feel like you're saying one big long, like a siren. A siren goes, woo! Like when you sing the phrase, it should feel like that. It should all be like one big long note, even though you're singing like multiple different notes and different words and stuff. It should all feel like it's the same thing throughout the whole entire phrase. So I think that for homework wise, I think we definitely had a good lesson, first and foremost. And I'm glad that you did your homework and got familiar with the piece. So what I want you to do is talk to me a little bit about how you practice.
Well, what I did this week, I went and I did like the warm-up things that you suggested first, and then I kind of plugged through it. I don't like to sit when I do it, so I kind of like plugged through it and listened to it and like kind of sang it a couple times, and then I stood up and just kind of helped myself where I just wanted to make sure I was on the right note. When I got to it. Was there something else you wanted to answer?
How often do you practice?
I practiced twice.
Okay. Is it at all possible for you to practice every day?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Because I think that if we're gonna like have progress, I need you to do the work as well. Because I can't just come in here and like you can't just So what I want you to do is just 5 minutes of the releasing. And I want you to write that, release, instead of dropping the jaw. I feel like dropping or I don't know, I feel like release would help because that lets you know that you're not doing anything yourself, you're just allowing it to naturally do it itself. So just for 5 minutes, that's it, just for 5 minutes a day. And then I want you to also tap through those tricky parts with the metronome. And if you look on the piece, it should have the marking. If you need to go a little bit faster than that, that's okay. You can start to sing it. And then I want you to speak through the translation.
Okay.
With a metronome. And the reason is so that you know exactly what you're saying when you're saying it. And I want you to speak through it into the mirror, looking at yourself, looking at your facial expressions, like you're really conveying. And since it's English, it'll be easier for you. You know what you're saying it right from in there. And think about what you're saying and speak through it with conviction to yourself. And then, lastly, I want you to speak through or sing through with the vowels again. And you can also do this with the metronome just to make sure that you're not slowing and speeding, keeping the same tempo throughout. And then I want you to speak through the Italian. Did I already say that?
No, you should speak through the translation.
Speak through the Italian. And I'm not asking you to do all of this in one sit down, but throughout the week, I want you to do that. I really want you to focus on that resonance in your voice, and if you could do some humming exercises and continue on to lip trill exercises. And when you do the lip trills, think about that. And if you need to hold your stomach and just think about that connection from note to note and feeding the air all the way through, and not stopping. And I think that will be good for her next week. Another lesson. Thank you very much.